Do you ever feel like you're doing everything they say to get clients and it's still dead quiet? I felt the same too. So I tested three different methods to actually see what works. But what actually shocked me wasn't the one that actually worked, but it was why it worked. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Olisa and I'm a web designer. I help entrepreneurs optimize their websites for better conversions. I've also been making videos on this channel about strategy, design, and no-code tools. So if that's your vibe, then you're in the right place. So in today's video, I'm breaking down three different methods that I use to get web design clients, what actually worked, what completely flopped, and what I'd do differently next time if I'm starting all over again. So let's kick things off with the one that seems like the easiest part, but the one also that taught me the hardest lessons. Upwork, the platform that taught me what not to do. I started on Upwork because it seemed like at the time, the easiest way to get clients fast. Create a profile, bid, and wait. But here's the truth. Platforms like Upwork oftentimes feels like a digital cattle market. Everyone is fighting to be the cheapest and not the best. I spent countless hours creating proposals, tweaking my profile, and applying for jobs. I even landed a few small gigs, but they paid peanuts and there was just a lot of endless revisions. So if you're starting out, the right way to treat platforms like Upwork is to use it like a startup gym and only go in with three goals. Number one, build case studies and not just collect cash. Secondly, pick only high trust clients with detailed brief. And lastly, use small wins that you can showcase off the platform. Now, it's important to note that Upwork isn't a client getting machine. It's simply a credibility builder if you know how to extract the right way. But if I had to start over, I'd skip it and only come back for quick testimonials. However, Upwork made me to realize something. I spent my time relying on people to pick me instead of positioning myself as an expert in my field. So I got tired of this and flipped it and started making the first move, which led me to understanding the philosophy behind sending cold emails and cold DMs, the hidden superpower once you can crack it. Now I know cold outreach sounds scary, but in reality, it's what gave me control. I could easily pick any client that I wanted to work with. And why? No waiting, no bidding, just smart targeting and messaging. And here's how I did it. Firstly, I used targeting filter to spot brands with terrible websites but great offer. Secondly, I used a 4-line email strategy to compile email that feels and provides value without looking spammy. And lastly, I follow up 3 times, making sure that I add value and I do not apply pressure. Now, if you want to understand this, I spoke about this in my last video, which is how I went from being ghosted to closing a client within 48 hours. Now, I'll link that video in the description so you can check it out after this video. So in hindsight, cold outreach works when you really know how to connect with people. You simply need to know what to say and when to follow up. Now, don't get me wrong, this is high effort, but when it clicks, it's simply life-changing. It's the first method that made me $5,000 from someone who actually ghosted me. So if I had to start all over again, I'd begin with cold emailing, because cold emailing forces clarity, teaching you how to explain your value real fast. But the real game changer that transformed my web design journey wasn't cold email or platforms like Upwork. It was something that a client did that sort of changed everything for me. And that's the method that you can't control until you really can. Now I'm talking about referrals. Now my first referral came when I practically did not ask. A past client told a friend who I then worked with, and then she went on ahead to tell a friend who told a friend. Now I'm making it a chain reaction of jobs that I did within a month. And that's when I realized that referrals isn't luck. It's a system that you build on. Now, here's a 3-step process of how I do referrals. Now, at the end of every project, I first of all ask my clients if they know anyone who might need the same services or who might need to make some certain changes to their businesses. I follow it up by offering a free thank you gift, which can be things like managing their website for a certain period if they knew someone who needed those services. And trust me, business owners are mostly in forums. They know people that also need certain services because they attend seminars together. It could be people that they are in certain groups together. They know these people. So all I do is to some sort of give them a freebie, and then that sells the idea to them. And then they think that they can save off money if I keep working on their business for certain reasons. And the only way that they can pay me is to refer someone else to me. And the third step is that I try to create referral moments in my email and client chats. Also, I try to embed case studies into my email sections and Instagram highlights. Now, referrals often feel effortless because they come with trust built right into it. You're being referred from a client that you actually worked with and you provide value for, and this should be your end game. It's not fast at first, but when it starts flowing in, it compounds. So if I had to start off web design all over again, I'd first of all focus on cold outreach, but I would act like every client is a doorway to 5 more clients. Now, each method that I tried has its strengths, but if I were to start again today, I'd be way more intentional, simply because not all clients getting strategies are built the same. Some teach you how to hustle and others teach you how to win. So here's the 3 things I would do if I were to start all over again. Firstly, skip Upwork as my starting point, simply because it's crowded, price sensitive, and mostly reactive. You find out that you're chasing gigs and not building client relationships. Secondly, I would start with cold outreach, and this is because it gives you total control. I could definitely pick my own ideal clients, tailor my message, and get feedbacks instantly. And once I land a project, even if it's a small one, I would immediately build a referral loop, meaning that I would deliver value, ask for intros, and position myself as the go-to person. And I'd use my cold outreach kit with scripts, templates, and targeting sheets to fast track every process. And you can get that in the description below. Now, this isn't about how to get one client, it's about how to build leverage. Because if you choose a path that teaches you how to position yourself, articulate value, and own the client journey, you would never be stuck on waiting for clients or chasing random gigs again. This strategy is how you move from freelance mode to becoming a booked out trusted partner. Now, if you watched my last video, you saw how I flipped a ghosted message into $5,000 in 48 hours, doing so by writing a better follow-up system. But this video zoomed out and gave you a bigger picture of different ways to find clients and how to make it stick. So whether you're just starting out or you're simply stuck trying to grow, you simply know what gives you control, what builds momentum, and what to skip. Now, in my next video, I'm going to talk about my web design offer that sells. I'll break down the value structure, the stacking and positioning behind it. So if you're ready to turn conversations into cash flow, this is where it gets fun. So like this video if it gave you clarity, comment below which method you've tried before or the ones that you want to test, and subscribe because you don't want to miss the next videos that will be coming up after this one. And until then, I'll see you in the next videos.